And if you look always in the background, there's even if it's a small sound effect, you'll always see every now and then a word just pop up.
Hey.
He took a bagel!
All right, time to swing, just like I taught you.
And it even say, did
you say bagel?
It said, and that's the cool thing about it. They have fun with the words. Like he hit this dude with a bagel. It didn't say boink or boing. It said bagel. What is up, everyone? Now, before we get started, I just want to let you know that this video is sponsored and approved by Audible, which is very appropriate right now because if you look over here, you'll notice that Martin isn't in yet. He's running a little bit behind. And when I say he isn't in, I mean that he's not in the room. Now, he's probably on the property somewhere because I guarantee you, if I was to walk out of this room and go into the parking lot, I would see his car. And if I go up to his car and tap on his window a little bit, he would be listening to an audiobook. That's why he's running behind. And you know that he's a funny book boy, loves his comics. He even listens to the adventures of his favorite superheroes. You don't believe me? Look, I'm looking at it right now. Go to Audible. You know, we're about to review Spider-Man to the Spider-Verse. If you look on here, you see there's a book about Miles Morales, and also there's a lot of other Spider-Man properties on there. Now, I know this is sounding great for you right now, but I'm going to even make it better because you can get 30 days of Audible for free if you go to audible.com/DoubleToasted or simply text DoubleToasted to 500-500. Again, that is audible.com/DoubleToasted or text DoubleToasted to 500-500. Again, this video has been sponsored and approved by Audible. Thank you, and stay toasty. I'm really eager to see what Martin has to think about this because, you know, some people say that, man, you know, I think I'm about Spidey'd out right now. I mean, we got a lot of good Spider-Man last couple of years. You know, we got the some people say probably the best version of teenage Spider-Man with Homecoming, and then we saw Spider-Man again with his new that metal spider suit in Infinity War.
Yeah.
Then Sony came out with their Spider-Man game, which ended up being great.
Yeah. And then Sony came out with Venom.
Well, Venom ain't no Spider-Man. I'm talking about Spider-Man here. And you know, it's and that's, you know, it's some people said, man, that's just it's just too much of it's too much of a good thing.
Yeah.
I mean, how much sex can I have before I just go numb down there? You know? It's too much. And now you mean you gonna give me not one, but 5 or 6 other Spider-Man in one movie? I'm about to overdose on this Spider-Man. I mean, I can't take it no more. And some people said, no. When you got this,
Spider-Man's like Jell-O. There's always room for more.
I hate Jell-O, but I really do.
Do you really?
I do. But you know what, Martin? If the Jell-O happens to be black or Puerto Rican, I might be able to take it.
What if the Jell-O is both?
I don't like mixing my Jell-O flavors too much, Martin. So
It's like a Reese's peanut butter cup.
I don't like Reese's peanut butter cups. No,
Bullshit.
And Martin, you kind of
With your dark brown and your light brown.
and you
all
got your
mixed
dark
together.
brown and light brown together. Martin, people are telling you right now, God damn it, if it's good enough for Reese's, then it's good enough for Spider-Man. So let's go ahead and take a look at this trailer and let's examine indeed if one can get way too much Spider-Man.
I'm from another dimension.
How many more spider people are there?
Hey, fellas.
Hello.
This could literally not get any weirder. It can get weirder.
Hell no, you can't get too much Spider-Man. Don't you ever ask me no dumb shit like that again. I can't get enough.
I know.
You can waterboard my ass with Spider-Man.
Right now would be the perfect time to release that Spider-Man Far From Home movie.
Oh, hell yeah, man. Bend me over, fuck me. Just have a Spider-Man mask on. I can't keep...
Yeah, but you already want that.
Oh, yeah.
That's hardly a torture for you.
Oh, Carlos. Hell no, there's not enough. I could have put fucking 20 more Spider people in this movie right here.
They really could have.
And
it's a sad thing.
And I would have been in Spidey heaven. First of all, I said, let me just go ahead. Y'all know, man, ain't no time to be bullshitting.
It's really not.
No, y'all know I love this. You know this nigga over here love this. And second of all, I don't even want to. This is the kind of movie that people just anticipate so much. You can't even play. You can't even act like. If I had come back from that trailer and I had just simply gone like, well, people would be like, fuck you, Corey. Gotta be different. You wouldn't even bother to watch the rest of the video. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
What can I say? The hype is real.
Well, look, a lot of what you hear about this movie is that it's really good. It's the best Spider-Man movie, one of the best animated movies of the year, and all that's bullshit. It's actually one of the best movies of the year, and it's one of the best animated movies of the last 10 years, maybe the best animated movie of the last 10 years. I can't think of anything like it.
Yeah, I'm sure I could. I'm not gonna go 10 years because 10 years is a long time. But I'm sure if I thought about it. But right now, don't care. You know, I'm on this right now. I am infatuated with this.
The only movie I might compare it to is the Lego Batman movie, and how it moves, how deep it goes into the lore, throws out so many things that you can't keep up with. You watch it knowing, I got to watch this 2 or 3 more times before I catch this.
Same writers.
Yeah, same writers. Like these guys know
Phil Lord and
Chris Miller.
Chris Miller.
And they know how to write within what they're writing, So there's you get a lot for your money. It's full of heart and emotion. It's so many things. You watch this trailer and you go like, oh, I think this is good. I can't wait. And I can just imagine how it's going to be. And you're going to get there and you're going to go, wow, my imagination wasn't shit.
Yeah, Martin, if you look at Martin, got tears in his eyes. And eyes just glistening right now. Martin,
there's plenty of reports of people crying in this movie in several spots.
And Martin is right. I even have it written down right here. The movie, if nothing, it's a bargain. I mean, if you're a Spider-Man fan, the movie, you're getting your money's worth because there's so much Spider-Man for your money here. There's a Spider-Man to please everyone, or a Spider-Woman. You know, you see I'm putting the Spider people up right here. For the girls, you got Gwen Stacy's Spider-Girl, or you got anime Spidey, Penny Parker. You know, for the brown and the black out there, you got Miles Morales. If Miles is not black enough for you, they got Spider-Man Noir over there. And if you got the little ones with you, the real little ones, if you got little bro and little sis, Peter Parker is there to bring the cartoon fun.
And your traditional Peter Parker Spider-Man.
But that's what I was gonna say. But out of all of that, it is really cool to finally see an adult Spider-Man, and keep in mind, I'm not talking about an adult playing a teenage Spider-Man.
No.
I ain't talking about Andrew Garfield on a skateboard.
Right.
You know, talking about I'm gonna be late for first period. What period? Your period? Because you do not belong in that hallway right now.
I know. Aren't you late for shaving right now?
Yeah, I'm talking about an actual middle-aged Spider-Man with a gut and
gray hair
and bad life choices.
Yes.
I ain't gonna. You think he fucked up? You don't even know half the things he's done to mess his life up.
Well, it's so realistic, especially the way they play it. Like the different things he's done, you go like, yeah, it could easily go like that without Tony Stark stepping in to put him on. This is how his life is. Matter of fact, a big theme of this movie and the most recent video game is that being Spider-Man sucks.
Well, no, you know what? That's funny because that's why I loved Peter Parker. You know, I love Spider-Man, but I love him because of Peter Parker, because Peter Parker never had his life straight.
Right.
And don't you go with this movie, we all should have seen this shit coming.
Uh-huh.
He's pretty much Charlie Brown.
You know, I've always said that he's a Charlie Brown of superheroes.
Man, I want y'all now to all you kids out there with deadbeat dads, I want you to reflect on them right now. Everything that you're thinking about them, that is Peter Parker. He had the way I know spoilers here, but the way he fucked his life up. And we all should have seen it coming, because Peter Parker never had his shit together.
Right.
You are a superhero and a genius. You've traveled the galaxy.
Yeah.
And your
Saved
ass,
the world.
So you can't pay rent? What the fuck is wrong with you? And they finally reflected that. Everybody wanted to know, okay, how bad is Peter Parker going to mess up his life when he gets older? The movie tells you this bad and then some. Yet the movie says, y'all don't even know this man. Loser. And it's it might be sad, but it's refreshing to see that, because everybody has said we want to see an adult Peter Parker, not millennial Peter Parker.
Right.
We want to see a full-grown 30-plus Peter Parker.
Yeah, because how long is he going to do this?
Yeah, and they show that. Well, and what's cool about it is that, I mean, we're not just harping on the character for just being a loser in life. It shows you how exactly what we were thinking about Spider-Man. This is one of the clever things about the script. They showed you how Spider-Man, something that he loves being, has been something that has messed his life up.
Oh yeah,
it's good to see that they've got another great take on a high school Peter Parker.
Yeah.
Because with this Peter Parker, Miles Morales, they've actually been able to go in and get another high school version of him right so soon after they got it right with Tom Holland's version.
Right.
Except with this is that the reason why Miles Morales works so well in contrast to the traditional Peter Parker that we see. That's the original. That's fine, Peter Parker. But Miles Morales, just with him, this is a film that's as heavily based in fantasy. Yet the characters in here feel so real. Miles Morales, when you first see him, you like him. And you see how he interacts with his parents and his friends. You see how he behaves like a kid, a contemporary kid today.
Yeah.
A kid that's not a nerd, a kid that's actually kind of cool, a kid that and the whole thing with him being an ethnic character even makes him seem more grounded. As we were mentioning, he's black and Puerto Rican. And you get to see the interaction with not only with his father, which, straightforward pretty much, but to see him talk Spanish to his mom and see those two cultures come together is something that resonates today with this society that is becoming a lot more diverse. It took people about a minute to realize this Negro don't know the words to this song.
like most people.
Yeah,
that's why most people are when they sing a song.
No, that's why that was so cool, because he did exactly what everybody does.
Especially when they had their earphones on.
Yeah, and this is kind of a long clip, but I'm going to play it out because it really is such an endearing clip to see how much this character will not only resonate with young people today, and that's a great thing, but just people in general.
Where's my laptop?
¿A dónde lo dejas?
I'm on
Hey,
set.
if you want me to drive you, we gotta go now.
No, I'll walk.
Personal chauffeur going once.
It's okay.
María, este nene me tiene loca. Miles, gotta go.
In a minute.
It's the elements like that is going to make this movie, being that it's animated, it's going to be hard to actually get the same audience to come in and watch it, but they are banking on getting some of that audience that made Black Panther such a hit, even to the point of putting an image in there like Black Panther.
Oh, that's right. Well, I really hope they do, because even just looking at that clip, I was thinking about somebody complaining about the animation on this. I was like, hey, this style, it so fits him being a graffiti artist, just the style with throughout the movie. And whereas Peter Parker has always been very Queens, Miles is very Brooklyn.
Brooklyn, yeah.
But just that scene with him walking through there, all this here, this I just noticed how this is something that separates this from almost every other animated movie I've seen about New York, is that it's heavily populated with people. I see them do that animation all the time where it's New York and yet there's barely anybody on the street. And I'm like, this is so inauthentic. Why are you even doing this?
Yeah. And many characters besides Miles and his family feel real. And I have to say, I believe his name is Shamik Moore, who I loved in Dope. And also saw him in the Get Down on Netflix. This guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, now I know he's not a teenager, but I don't know if they pitch shifted his voice or whatever, but
how'd they get his voice to sound like that?
But they get him. He has that character down, man. He sounds just like a 16-year-old. And he does amazing voice work. But speaking of amazing voice work, I mean, Miles and his family are not the only one to feel real, or not his immediate family. I loved his uncle. His uncle.
Oh yeah, Uncle Aaron.
Uncle Aaron. Yeah, when they got together, man, his uncle felt like some of my uncles coming
Sure.
up, some of my cousins, some dudes I grew up with. Felt very real, and that's what
Mahershala
Ali, who does the voice, which I remembered hearing him in there, but didn't even sound like him.
No, this guy's a chameleon.
Especially after seeing him in Green Book, where he played such a proper black man. You know, and this one he like, yo, what's up, Miles? Come on in, man. Shut the window. Shit, I'm smoking this fucking joint right here. No, I wish it was in the movie.
They give Uncle Aaron in this movie so much more characterization than he gets in the comics. Even like they make him a full-fledged character where you feel for him. Where in the comics you're just like you're looking at him, shaking your head like, Miles, listen to your dad. I could tell this nigga ain't shit.
Yeah, exactly, man. Because the moment he come up, the shit is decked out in neon decorations. He's listening to fucking Notorious B.I.G. It's like, hey, man, the police are ready to bust in at any moment. You better get that on. This is the first time I've been to a screening in the morning that was meant mainly for kids, where I just heard more adults yelling. Every time they show something on the screen, I heard some grown ass man, yeah, yeah, you. Don't put no name
say
on.
some adult. Just say Carlos.
Carlos, I have a special place for him because he's in a kids movie back there in the morning, surrounded by children. You notice something? Fuck yeah!
Oh no!
I don't know this, man.
These Easter eggs are all there, but they don't interrupt the story. It never stops to go, huh? It's just there and it just keeps rolling.
Like if you missed it, you missed it.
Yeah.
You know, we ain't stopping this for you.
Yeah.
Pay attention.
Ooh, I got it. Got what? Don't worry about it. It's still going.
And believe me, a lot of people paid attention from them oohs and ahs. People just geeking out in the theater. And you know what? And that's the way it should be. Because for so long, and this is why we talk about Marvel. Now, keep in mind, we're not talking about Marvel here. We're talking about a Sony movie.
Yeah,
Y'all know we ain't had the best relationship with Sony these last few months. So when we sit here and actually praise this movie for what it is, one of the things that we praise it for is because for so long, studios have not been able to do what makes Marvel successful. And what makes this movie successful is that they have not forgot about the fans. You know, this finds a right spot where it's like, all right, you know what? Fans first, because they're the people who are going to appreciate it the most.
Sure.
But after that, it doesn't make the mistake of being too geeky to where it's above a regular audience.
Yeah.
They know how to actually make this consumable by everyone.
Yeah. They put lots of work into all the side characters. And I mean, almost all the side characters. Not just the spider people, but just everybody in here. Each of the villains has a little something going on with them.
Yeah.
I love that Kingpin with the heavy New York accent.
Oh, I love that too. And I love that Aunt May, who's voiced by Lily Tomlin.
Yeah. She was perfect.
She was great. She was great. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm not going to say what it is, but it's a badass, horny Aunt May. She said, hey, somebody help me get me on Tinder, whatever it is, so I can finally get you. It's funny because they let you know that she done forgot about Uncle Ben. She ready to move on. She said, I kept this shit up for little Peter for so long so I wouldn't hurt him, but shit, I'm ready to go out there and get laid. I love that, man. I love that. I'm very impressed with the balance of tone that they've done in this movie, because in the film, there's a lot of tones that wouldn't fit. You know, this is a movie that's intentionally goofy, which means that it's very smart because it's self-aware of its humor. Even with all the comedy, it deals with very much throughout the movie with themes of loss.
Oh yeah.
There's tragedy and death, and it's treated all in a very emotional way. And like you said, Martin, they even make the villains sympathetic in the movie. In this film, you have people that will die. I'm not going to say who, I'm not going to say what, but when you take your kids to see this, they will see death. And they will see it several times. Yeah. And it ain't going to be nice. It ain't going to be pretty.
They don't soft soap it.
The hero doesn't always get away. You don't hear a bullet go off and then you don't see some dude, oh, he just got me in the shoulder. Go on, I'll catch up. No.
He did.
No, I'll be all right. No, you won't. I'm looking at your chest right now. They fucked you up. No, they don't try to soften it up in a way that's always all right. You know, they don't. Tragedy happens. You don't always get a last speech. You don't always get to say goodbye. And sometimes it can be very violent. They had one death in here. I was just like, damn, you didn't have to do him like that.
I know.
I'm telling you, it was not pretty. It was not heroic. It was sad.
Plus, you're like, I think he might be okay. And then the next scene is like, well, he's dead.
No. No, when I saw that, I was like, I don't give a damn if this is a cartoon or not. You ain't walking away from that. That includes the villains, man. I mean, you see death happening. You see it with several people, and even villains suffer some loss. And I'm with you. Speaking of villains, I love the voice work with Kingpin with that New York accent.
I think it's Leif Schreiber.
Leif Schreiber, who's right there, is doing the voice. Damn, he's ready to beat the fuck out somebody right now. Don't ask him to do another take. That's good.
Like he just saw what his character looks like.
Yeah. You calling me fat? No, you know what? That's something I would say that I did not like in the movie.
What's that?
I love the Kingpin's voice. I love his story. I love his character, but I don't like the way he looks. They pretty much made him deformed. He's got a head growing from his chest. I don't like this. Like who tailors these suits?
Donald Trump's tailor.
That just disturbed me and bothered me. I did not like the look.
I love the stylization because he's always supposed to be a huge guy.
But he's supposed to have shoulders, man, or at least a shoulder with a head on it. Right there. I think that's me. I'm not judging anybody else who likes it, but that is a personal thing for me. It just looked like the Hunchback of Notre Dame times 10. It was too crazy. I put his head on his shoulders. It don't have to be like a mutant twin growing out of his body.
I like it like that. Only thing I don't like is how big those buttons are.
See, he looks like he looks like he's wearing a kite. It's so many things that probably shouldn't work together. Speaking of tone, that I was just confused through some of this. I mean, because you got to think about it. When you watch this, like, here's the experience for me. One moment I'm sitting up there and I'm laughing at a cartoon talking pig.
Yeah.
Laughing my ass off. And then in the next scene, they'll get me with some real shit and have me on the verge of tears. And I'm like, this is not supposed to work this way.
Yeah.
Why is this happening? But speaking to the testament of this film, it's like they know how to actually make these things flow together. Mm-hmm. They know how to put these things together.
It's a delicate balance that they really know how to do, and so many other people have trouble with. They just fall flat on their face. Speaking of crying, I was never that sad when Stan Lee died because I was like, well, he's in his 90s. I mean, shit, what y'all expect it was going to happen? But his cameo in here, that got me.
Well, his cameo was, I mean, listen, it's almost like somebody killed Stan Lee just to make this cameo mean something, because it was way too perfect. I'm not gonna tell you what they said or what happened, but it is like they started working on this. Unless they went back and reworked it some kind of, which I don't know how they would do it. It had such an impact on the timing of his death, and it was. I mean, like I said, it was almost you couldn't have planned it better.
I know, and the fact that it still ended with a joke, it's like, wow, okay. My hat's off to you guys.
Yeah,
that you pulled that off.
Yeah, no. There's one of the many things they get right in the movie. What's good about these characters is that even the ones that don't have that emotional depth, they are, again, fun. They're funny, and these characters work as a team. Mm-hmm. That is why superhero ensembles are so fun. Yeah, because we like to see these characters work as a team, and all of them play a certain part. And especially that bond between Peter Parker and Miles Morales. Watching these two work together, it really does turn into almost a first big brother, little brother thing, and then almost a father and son relationship that they have going on. And because they don't do that whole thing where they fight a lot for comedy at the beginning. They have an argument or two, and then And then Peter Parker just gives up and just like, all right, let's work together.
It's funny you would see it that way. I thought they were contentious with each other for a long time.
Did you?
Yeah.
Because
I'm used to them going like, all right, it's a little tension at first, and they figure out who each other are, and then they bond. And with this, it was Peter Parker was like, listen, I don't give a shit who you are.
But that happened quickly.
I didn't think so. I thought it went on a while.
Because see, with me, it seemed like
he had to earn that.
Well, with me, it was the moment that Miles Morales went in there and paid for that hamburger. That's when Peter Parker like, all right, fuck you, I'm out. You know? He was kind of nice until he got fed, and then he was gone, and then he realized, oh yeah, I gotta figure out a way to get out of here, so I better work with this kid. The character that was the big standout for me as far as the actor, like your main characters that we just mentioned, you heard us already say, great. They're wonderful, but the one that I really think came in and surprised me was Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
Nicolas.
The dialogue they wrote for him as a character from the 30s was perfect,
and he did it perfectly.
Yeah.
You know, because I think that's the most surprising and funny performance that we got in here. And at this point, I'm saying, you know what? Don't let him act no more. Just let him do voices. Just let him do cartoons. Because between this, where he played Spider-Man Noir and where he was in Teen Titans movie, the Teen Titans Go movie, he played Superman. I'm like, you know what? Just let this man do voices. 'Cause he has never been more of a normal person than when he was doing this voice. Even when you watch him, he looks like he's actually having fun, and he's behaving for once. He's behaving like a grown man who got some sense.
Wherever I go, the wind follows. And the wind, it smells like rain.
Can you close off your feelings so you don't get crippled by the moral ambiguity of your violent actions?
You know,
I feel like he's not reading from a script.
Yeah.
He's just video blogging.
Oh no, he's reading from a script, because if he wasn't, he'd be tearing that room up. That would be if he was acting, he'd be screaming and hollering and losing his fucking mind. I don't know if this movie would work as well as it did if it didn't have the art style. I think the art style in the film is actually
it's a character.
I was gonna say it's another character in the movie, because when you look at the art style here, which you put on any part of the trailer and you can see, art style. If it wasn't as inspired as it was, which is a cross between comic books, an acrylic painting, and also neon pop art style and graffiti style. I tell you, man, there's gonna be so many people on psychedelics watching this. It's gonna be so many rappers drinking lean watching this movie. Because it is that kind of film, man. Had the movie, Martin's right as a character, it has its own personality. The movie is practically talking. It has its own dialogue. The movie is almost like Peter Parker. It won't shut up. Because if you look in the background when there's action going on, once there's a point where when Miles gets his powers, the world becomes a living comic book. And it's already kind of a graffiti style. Then it goes full blown pop art comic book once Miles turns into Spider-Man. And if you look always in the background, there's even if it's a small sound effect, you'll always see every now and then a word just pop up.
He took a bagel!
All right, time to swing, just like I taught you.
And it even say, did
you say bagel?
It said, and that's the cool thing about it. They have fun with the words. Like, he hit this dude with a bagel. It didn't say boink or boing. It said bagel. If you come up to me and you talking about, well, the animation was choppy, it was kind of jerky, I will slap the fuck out of you. I will jerk your neck back. Don't you? Because you don't get it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to show the guy's profile. I'm not going to say no names, but I saw the same thing you did.
Yeah.
One guy out there talking about, well, the animation was just kind of choppy and cheap, and that's why I didn't like it that much.
It was rushed.
It was.
I was like, this was rushed?
And they're going to turn around talking about, I know animation. Bitch, as an animator who makes shitty looking animation, I can tell you, no, you don't get it. Just say you didn't like it, you couldn't get into it, but don't sit up here and say, I know, and you don't know shit, because this was done intentionally.
Yeah.
That's
Clear that it's done intentionally. I don't know how anybody could miss that.
Yeah. You know, and it's done on purpose. I mean, what they've done is they've taken 2D models, they've given it a 2D acrylic look, they've drawn what looks like two-dimensional animation lines on it.
Yeah, it's cell shader.
Yeah, and they did this because they wanted to actually make this look more like a graphic art style. If you look at it, they even look. We've seen comic books where, if you notice, intentionally the characters in the background have less detail.
Yes.
It's not that they are. It's not that they, they're just very detailed characters in the back who just get less detail as they go farther away. No, like that guy that got hit with that bagel back there. I think that's intentional to give him more of a graphic style.
Sure.
There's a lot to love in this, and there's a lot of attention to detail. And even one more thing I got to say, I have to give the movie a big shout out for giving some love to classic New York hip hop. There's a graffiti scene in here where Miles is painting a wall, and they went in and played Black Sheep, The Choice Is Yours, and they did a remix of that. Very New York.
Yeah.
And I thought that was, so they even trying to appeal to all the old hip hop heads out there, taking these kids to see these movies, So there's a, it gives respect to comic book fans, the comic itself, to New York, even going as far as, respecting New York hip hop. I would say if I had any complaint in the film, it would probably be that I think, when I say they can't have too much Spider-Man, I do think, okay, Spider-Man would be cool to see some other versions of Spider-Man, but I think that there are, so many characters in there that the characters that you're supposed to kind of become emotionally invested in, you probably did. I didn't, and I wanted to. Uncle Aaron, I think Uncle Aaron is a character that could have used a little more development because, he plays a big role in Miles' life in this movie. And I think that his story just went so fast, especially for the impact that they're trying to have with the character. I think that the movie just has a lot going on, and that it just wasn't enough time for me to get that attached to that character. I like the character a lot, but the story felt rushed. The subplot felt rushed. Because you get some characters that are fun, look who's here, the Green Goblin for a fight. But then you get some people like the Scorpion or Tombstone in there, and those characters are just kind of thrown in as a who's who of villains.
I suppose so. I like that they use the Scorpion from the Miles Morales universe.
I do too. Yeah, they're fun characters. I'm just saying that they just kind of come in and go, especially the character of, if you're into the comics, there's a character named Tombstone. They really don't do anything with him. Now, maybe it's a setup for a sequel, but they don't do anything with those characters a whole lot. So, I think, again, that's from suffering from having a movie that is so packed with a lot of things. Granted that the movie, what it is packed with, is a lot of good things.
Yeah. If I had any complaints, it would be that I could have used a little less physical comedy.
Yeah, that that bus scene that they showed, one that they showed during Venom, I thought that one was a little too comical.
Yeah.
I got to say, there was one thing that the movie was really. I just said, if all you have to do is just get this one thing right, and if you mess it up, then for me, the balance of the movie will be thrown completely off. Mm-hmm. And they got Spider-Ham right. So I said, hey man, if you get, I love Spider-Ham. He's here in the studio right now. Yeah, look at that, man. I said, you know what?
Toys.
Yeah, man, I already got him out there. If you do one character right in this movie, get my man Peter Porker right. They got his origin right, and his origin was actually really funny compared to some of the others.
Yeah.
I said, y'all think I'm playing, but this is a character that could come in and just throw the whole thing off if they don't get him right. No, and they managed to do it. It's a very high full price. It's skirting the edge of a Better Than Sex for me because I really do think that this movie. Shut up! Shut your ass up! I review for me, not you. So passionate ass. Shut up.
Yeah, this movie wasn't just a joy to watch. It was one of the best cinematic experiences I've had in 2018, and it's enough for me to give it a really high full price. Oh wait. It made me cry a couple of times. Yes, this is a Better Than Sex movie. There wasn't even a question when I came out of it. It was Better Than Sex.
Sammy came in and said, "Shut up, Carlo." Hey man, come here.
Hold this.
Hey man, Stan. No, man, Stan. Man, that Stan Lee. After his death and that monologue that he gave right there, how I mean, how appropriate was that? You know?
Are you a true believer? Are you a true believer?
Now you see this? Wow, look at him, man. Look at him. Fuck you.
Quiere llorar.
It doesn't take that much to be a superhero. For example, subscribe to this YouTube channel right here and you'll be my superhero. And if you like this video, there is a longer form version of it over on our site, doubletoasted.com. Subscribe over there and watch all of the live streaming videos that we do almost every night of the week. Become a Toasty, go to dtmerch.com, support us over there, and stay toasty.